Hey guys, it's Coach Fro from RocioFlores.com, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about minerals. So this is part of a 2-week series that I am doing on my blog at RocioFlores.com that is about the basics of nutrition to help give you just the basic knowledge so that you could be a more informed consumer and a healthier version of yourself. Now, before we get started, I do want to always make sure that I let you know that I'm not a doctor, and so while I do have information and knowledge about nutrition and biology and science, any dietary changes that you make or any products that you want to add to your body, make sure that you talk to your doctor first, especially if you have any kind of health conditions that could be affected. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about minerals. So minerals are another micronutrient, kind of like vitamins. So basically, the big difference between them is that they're an inorganic compound. So they're elements and trace elements. So some of them you listen to the name and you're like, well, isn't that like a metal or a rock? Yes, but in our body we use tiny amounts of them. But they are hugely important to what we do in our body and to make sure our body runs properly. They are all necessary for certain physiological processes in the human body. And so what I'm going to do, just to kind of give you a basic idea of what's necessary and where you can get it, I'm just going to go off and list them all for you, okay? So the first one is going to be calcium. By far the most popular and most talked about mineral. And for the most part, you guys should know that it helps you with your bones and your teeth. Very necessary, and you get it from milk and dairy products. But if you don't drink or milk or you don't like dairy products, you can also get it from like kale and dark leafy green vegetables. The next one's going to be phosphorus, and it's also necessary for bone and teeth health, but it's also very necessary to make DNA and to make energy in your body. And another place where you can get those are also going to be milk, but almonds, oatmeal, tofu, all sorts of foods that you can get it from. The next one's going to be magnesium. And so magnesium helps you with creating proteins and fats. And you get it from cashews, halibut, spinach. Again, it gives you several options. So if you're, for example, a vegan and you don't eat any kind of animal products, there are places that you can get the same products without having to eat meat. The next one's going to be iron. Again, one of those that sounds kind of weird because it sounds like metal. But iron is really necessary for the transportation of oxygen and for the formation of hemoglobin, which is your red blood cells. You're going to get it from meat, from fish, from leafy greens. Iron is also really helpful if you don't get hungry often. My mom used to always give it to us as kids when we wouldn't eat. So if you just started like a meal plan and you're noticing that you're having a hard time eating all the food you need to eat, taking iron will help you get hungry. So also be careful with that you might feel way more hungry if you're taking iron and you're trying not to eat too much. The next one's going to be copper, which is needed for the oxidation of iron. So it's one of those trace elements that helps iron work. And you can get it from cashews, sunflowers, beans, black-eyed peas. Good places to get it from. The next one's going to be potassium, which is necessary for fluid balancing in your body, for muscle growth, and for neuromuscular activity. So if you notice that you're having a lot of cramps, potassium is what you want to take. It's really helpful for that. So let's say you have a cramp. If you have Morton light salt, which is half potassium, you could mix about a teaspoon with a little bit of water and take a shot of it. It'll really help you with that. So it's found in that. It's also found in bananas, oranges, and potatoes. The next one's going to be chromium, which is helpful it helps you with moving insulin from your blood into your cells. You're going to find it in like grains, in vegetable oil, and meats. The next one's going to be sodium, which by far the most, it's the one that we eat the most of. Sodium is definitely not something that as Americans we have a difficult time getting into our system. It comes from salt. It's one of the compounds in salt, but it is very necessary. Even though we get too much of it, we do need some of it. It's necessary for muscle contractions. It's necessary for the conduction of nerve impulses. It works with chloride, the next mineral, to help you maintain a proper pH balance and for fluid balancing in your body. Again, you get it from salt, and we tend to get too much of it, so it's always careful that if we're trying to cut it out, you don't cut it out 100% completely out of your system, because it's necessary for our body. The next one's going to be sulfur, which I don't know if you knew about that, but it sounds scary when you think about taking in sulfur. But it's very helpful for the formation of, it's found in all proteins basically, and it's for, you're going to find it in like chicken, fish, and broccoli, and it's necessary for your body to help with proteins. Iodine is the next one, and iodine is very, very important for metabolism, for you to create the proper thyroid hormones to properly have a healthy metabolism. And you're gonna find it in salt for the most part because it's added on there, but you also get it in like saltwater fish. So if you are vegan and you don't eat fish, salt is probably going to be the best place to get it, unless you're getting it from a supplement. And the next one's going to be fluoride, and fluoride has a lot of controversy around it. For the most part, it's used to help with your bones, your teeth, and the enamel of your teeth, and you can get it from your tap water. Some foods have fluoridated water added to it as well. I don't recommend getting it from your toothpaste because you're not supposed to eat it, but it's also found there, and so you usually get a little bit from that. The next one's going to be selenium, and selenium is very, very important. It's essential for life. It helps you with making DNA. It's also an antioxidant, which I will speak about in one of the next few videos. You find it in Brazil nuts, in yellowfin tuna, and cottage cheese. So it's one of those that are kind of specific to where you get it. So if you're not getting those foods in your diet, it might be necessary to make sure that you're taking a multivitamin with selenium included in it. The next one is going to be cobalt, which is actually found in vitamin B12, but it's also helpful with the formation of blood. So you're probably want to get it from a supplement if you're not eating animal protein, because you can't find it in non-animal protein sources. So if you're a vegan, you might want to make sure that you're taking a supplement that has it. The next one's going to be manganese. I know, kind of a funny name, but it helps with tissue growth and metabolism of carbs and fats, which we all want. And you're going to find it in like whole grains and beans and tea. And last but not least is zinc, which is really, really important for your immune system, to make sure that you can fight off infection. You're going to find it in beef, in chicken, nuts, and beans. So if you can't have protein, make sure you're getting like nuts and beans as your protein as well. So hopefully this gives you just kind of a base of which ones to get and what foods to eat to make sure you're getting it. If you know for a fact that you're not getting those certain foods, then make sure you're taking a supplement that's going to give you the right kind or the right amount, so that you're having the essential necessary amount in your body. Well, vitamins are usually not the kind of things that you would overdose on. With minerals, there is such a thing that you could take too much of it. So make sure that you kind of look up based on your size, your height, whether you're a woman or a man, how much you should take. And if you're pregnant, also make sure that you ask your doctor about how much you should be taking of the minerals. But hopefully that just gives you a little base of understanding of what they do in your body, and that they're so important. Like, they help with so many different things. And I hope that this video has helped you with that. If it has, please make sure that you share it with your friends. And then I also want to invite you, we have a Clean Eating Basics group on Facebook. It's completely free, and it's just a support group for anybody who's trying to eat healthier. And there I share information about nutrition, but people also share like their struggles, their questions, and their successes, because you should be able to rejoice when you're doing awesome. And if you're just getting started and you're not really sure, what you're doing or what to do, what not to do, make sure that you download my 7-day clean eating meal plan guide. It's going to give you a meal plan to tell you exactly what to eat. It's going to give you a shopping list so you know what to buy, how to prep your food, and tons of recipes to help you get started and be successful. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please share it. And I hope to hear from you soon if you enter the group. And just thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Stay tuned for the next video, and have good luck on your clean eating journey. Goodbye.